Guys, it is almost the end of 2018 and Ark Survival has changed so much this year, it's not even funny. We've had multiple events, multiple big updates, a lot of new expansion packs and all that good stuff, with the addition of Atlas, which is kind of like a sequel to Ark Survival, as well as Ark Extinction, which was very good and a lot of people loved the freaking game. It's insane. Like, Ark Extinction was one of the most liked expansion packs since like the beginning of the game. So today we're going to take a look at some of the biggest updates that are going to come out since the release of the game. So obviously this is my own opinion, and I'm just thinking that these updates are so huge. Like, they are game changers. They're going to fix the game so much. So let's get right into it. First, we have an article here from the Community Crunch. This came out a while ago, like a week or two ago, and pretty much what it's talking about is the new Winter Wonderland. But not only that, they talked about some of the new things that they're going to be adding, which they only added to console at the moment, but will be coming to PC and Steam and all that good stuff very soon. So what they did for Extinction, they fixed a lot of the bugs. Some of these regarded the Titan, and some of the Titan's effects were still like in effect after the boss wasn't even there anymore, which is really weird. They also worked on the meteors to fix them and make sure that the damage doesn't do too much, along with some other minor fixes for Extinction, nothing really big. On top of that, they made some updates to the Titan as well. On screen there, you can see all those different updates. You guys can read through them if you want. Nothing really, I guess, big. They just kind of optimized the game for the Titans and made sure that all the damages and everything equaled out and, you know, really worked for the game. On top of that, the orbital supply drops, they made sure to buff the legendary drops and the quality of loot. So that's very good, because the legendary drops, these are one of the hardest ones, and they made the loot much better, but they made sure that it is very difficult to complete. And they did a lot of other little things, like little minor bug fixes and improvements to the shield and all that stuff. So the element veins, if you guys don't know what these are, on Extinction, pretty much you can go up to a vein and you can like complete like a round of bosses and you have to kill things, and then you will get some element from it. And that element is very useful because you can go ahead and make tech and all that good stuff. So they went ahead and fixed some of the bugs and made some minor improvements. Along with the Desert Titan, they did some other things to that, you guys can see right there. And they fixed the dropped items. So what they did with the dropped items, they pretty much optimized it so that it's not like glitching and poking through the ground and sometimes randomly just like disappearing into thin air. They fixed that, which is awesome, and that's going to be coming out for PC very soon. They also fixed some of the eggs, which is really big, because eggs, sometimes they would just fall through structures and fall through the ground, and it was really weird. Like, you drop an egg and it would just disappear. So that's very good, because if you have a really nice fertilized egg and then it just disappears, like, that honestly sucks. Another big one here, the Velonosaur. So you guys know what the Velonosaur is. This thing is very strong, and pretty much what they did, they increased the accuracy of the AoE attack. They reduced the AoE damage to compensate for the increased accuracy, and wild Velonosaurs will no longer shoot for too long. So that's very good, because these Velonosaurs, they are very overpowered. So they didn't really nerf the damage for it too much. All they really did was make it a little more accurate but less damage, which is good because this thing was very overpowered. Like, it did a lot of damage. And pretty much everything else, they just did some minor bug fixes, not really anything big. Like, pretty much what they're trying to do here is optimize it. So in 2019, the game is very smooth, less lag, less of all that crap that literally makes the game so much worse. So pretty much from this article, what we can conclude, guys, is that they are working on minor little updates now. Now that Atlas is finished and Ark Extinction is out, everything is good, everything's running smoothly for the most part. Now they're trying to fix all of the, you know, glitches and bugs and lagging. So what the developers are working on now is making sure that all the lagging stops, and by all these updates that they're doing to make sure that everything runs smoothly and fixing all the bugs, it's reducing the lag, making less bugs in the game, and pretty much updating the game to be the best since launch. If you think about it, since the game launched in 2015, all they've been really doing is adding in a lot of new features. Like, they have been doing a little bit for bug fixing, like they've fixed big errors and big bugs, and they've made a lot of improvements to the quality of the game, along with 60 FPS and all that good stuff. But pretty much this game, they haven't really been working on all the small little bugs to make sure that the game runs super smoothly. So now that all the DLC that they've wanted to get out, except the TLC Phase 3, they haven't released that yet, but all the major expansion packs and now the sequel to the game is released, they're going to be working on all these bugs and everything, the meshing, the lagging, everything that's pretty much ruining the game, making sure that all the mechanics run smoothly. They're going to optimize it for 2019 to make sure that this game runs as smoothly as possible, and that's what they're working on. So like I said, one of the biggest things is meshing. So here we have an article from PC Games talking about meshing in Ark and how it's ruining the metas in Ark Survival. So this is a very recent article. It came out less than a month ago. Meshing is a practice whereby players use exploits to get inside the map, usually to destroy enemy bases. Because there are so many exploits ready for players to use and available, it leaves Ark with a dishonest community that are abusing the power to mesh. The offenders use the climbing picks from Aberration expansion to glitch through boulders, exit chairs, or sleeping bags to phase through cave walls, and abuse the Force Titan to hit objects through defenses. So if you really think about this, this is just ruining the game. Like, you can have a Force Titan already very overpowered, and then you're gonna go ahead and mesh with it. Like, that is ruining the game. It is breaking people. It is making people quit. It's just insane. It's horrible. I don't even know how to describe this. It's not right, guys, and they need to fix this, and that is what they're going to be fixing in 2019. Also, in the article, they talk about how Wildcard, although all these things are against the code of conduct, they're not doing anything about exploiting and using these methods for people's own personal gain. Like, they haven't gone strictly and banned hundreds of players that have been using meshing. Although there are some cases where they ban players, but it's very rare. Like, unless a developer sees you in-game meshing, it's almost impossible to get freaking banned unless there's proof. So people are just meshing left and right. There's no way to stop it. Wildcard isn't doing anything about it. They haven't fixed it. They aren't cracking down. Therefore, meshing is a huge problem in Ark. So on this article, they also have a link to a video of someone exposing the meshing and showing how their base got meshed. It was so dumb. Oh my gosh, meshing is so broken. Let's just take a look at this video real quick. So as you guys could just see, that is pretty much a person, a base, a tribe getting destroyed by a Force Titan. In a matter of seconds, his whole base and everything was just obliterated by a Force Titan. It was so unfair, and it was because they were meshing. As you could see, there was no Force Titan in sight, and then out of nowhere, it just destroys them from meshing. So meshing is a huge problem. It's wiping out huge tribes because Ark developers have failed to fix this. So I don't want to talk about this any longer. Meshing, it needs to be fixed, and hopefully in 2019, the developers, since they've finished up everything that they're working on, they will fix all these small problems. So Jen, a developer at Studio Wildcard, she tweeted out, "For those of you curious or concerned about Ark, with Atlas kicking around, we have plenty of cool Ark stuff in the pipeline for 2019. See you then." So I thought this was cool. They said that they're going to be working on some stuff, and apparently it's really cool for 2019. So I went ahead and I looked at some of the replies to this tweet, and the community is very, very pissed off. Like, look at this. Fixes, is it fixes? All I wanted for Christmas was to play Ark without disconnecting after 20 minutes, but you turned out not to deliver and be a Grinch. Carlos, he says, literally can't tell the difference between the two. Seems pretty pointless splitting your team to work on two broke games when you should fix the first one. Eagle says, starting the new year without an event, new game equals no more Ark events, which is kind of true. They didn't really have an event for this year or the end of the year, and it is because they were working on Atlas to make sure that it came out, and still it was delayed by like weeks. So in the past, what the developers have done is they've had different events. So as you can see here in 2015, they didn't really have many events. The real first thing that they had was Winter Wonderland, the Fear Evolved, Turkey Trial, and then Ark happy first half year or whatever this was, which came out on December 31st. It looks like the next event that should be coming is Valentine's Day, the Valentine's Day event. On top of that, you have like the Excellent Adventure, the Ark Survival Devolved. I'm not sure if all these are going to come back. Hopefully they do, but the Valentine's Day, it's come out every single year since the first year it came out. So it looks like there's been 3 of them, and let's look at last year's Valentine's Day. So let's see what we should expect for this year. Teams have a 5% chance to drop a Valentine's cake when they mate. Eating it will instantly restore full HP or knock 50% off a dino's taming bar. 50%, guys. That's a lot. Like, if you're taming something big, 50% is a lot, and these are very, very useful. But yeah, guys, so that looks like one of the biggest updates since 2015. Game optimization and also bug fixes with the lag and the meshing all fixed. Because if that's all fixed, that will make the game so much smoother. It doesn't matter how much like new items and dinos and expansion packs that you add into the game. If the game isn't running smoothly, it won't be good. So therefore, that's why I'm saying that this is Ark's biggest update since 2015. They're finally realizing that they need to work on optimizing the game to make sure it doesn't die out and that players can actually play and have fun. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications if you want to get notified every single time I make a banger video. And I will see you guys in my next video, hopefully soon. Peace.